Hello everyone, Mocha Bear here. Welcome back to the Mocha Bear's Hobby Den. Today we're going to be discussing my 1000 Point Necron army list and what you think about it. Shall we get started? Alright, so I do have the Warhammer 40k app. I have my list on there still. I just did the update today as there was an update for it, including some points. But it looks like my list was unaffected. I believe it's been unaffected. I'm going to go over my list, tell you what I have. Everything on this list I actually have physically, and about half, little under half, are primed but still need to be painted. I even did some magnetizing for one of them, so I'll go over that in a bit. So first things first, my dynasty's name is the Shoe Talk Dynasty, and my main overlord is a female Necron model that I have. I got years ago. It's still in the packaging. I still need to take it out, clean it because it is a resin model, and paint it and all that. It's a smaller model than the standard overlords, so I'm gonna have to do some work on its base. But that's not the warlord for this 1000 point army. That is the warlord for my that's my Pharaon for the entire dynasty, which I would put on the table if I were to do like a 2000 point army list. So how my list is set up for the battle reports that we're planning on doing is we have 1000 points armies, but we split it into half. So we have combat patrols for the first two matches, and then we'll merge our patrols into the full 1000 point army, and that is when my warlord themselves will be introduced into the list physically on the table, is when both patrols are combined, so for the third match. Whenever that happens, we're a lot going on. So I have overlord with the resurrection orb and void scythe. Then I have a plasmancer and a royal warden accompanying Necron warriors. I have 10 Necron warriors with half Gauss reapers and half Gauss flayers, so 5 and 5. Then I have another royal warden accompanying 10 Tesla carbine immortals, and then a technomancer accompanying 3 canoptic wraiths with particle casters and vicious claws. I have 3 canoptic scarab swarms. I have 1 canoptic spider with the fabricator claw array, gloom prism, and the particle beamers. I have 2 crypto thralls to go with my plasmancer. Then I have 5 death marks, and then 5 lich guard with war scythes. And for the first battle report match that I did with Mystic Naz, I did, what was it? I did the royal warden with warriors. I did the technomancer with the wraiths, and then I took my 5 death marks. I've done a video on this before. I won, but I shouldn't have won. I should have lost by 5 points, because that was our first battle report ever for 10th edition, and first battle report ever, and first game we've ever played in over 2 years. So we hadn't played, actually we haven't really played since the beginning of 9th edition. So that was, it's not bad to have gotten it wrong by 5 points. So at some point we are going to be doing redoing the match, because on top of me not winning, even though in the report we ended with me winning, the footage got corrupted. So we're going to have to redo that at some point. Probably not going to be until next year. And by then 11th edition will have been started. So, but for now, this list I like. And let me go ahead and get my spider for you real quick, because that's the one I did some magnetizing with. I've had this model. I have 2 spiders, I should point out. One of them still in the packaging, but this is the first one that I had ever gotten years ago, and I knew that I would at the time, I don't know if I still have it. There's a cap, that piece that goes on here on top of the back. Let me face that towards you, and that's where you can also put the blasters. Yeah, particle beamers. Yeah, so that's the particle beamers right there, magnetized. That is 2 1x1 millimeter magnets that I just very sloppily did. The magnet is not centered on the model itself, nor is it centered in there. So it kind of worked out. They're both off center in the correct direction. And you can tell it is primed. I primed it first, and initially I also drilled a hole in the bottom here where the little stand goes into. There's normally a little ball on the end of here. However, it was not, I tried to drill a hole straight down into the ball of it, and it did not go well. And I'd already put a magnet inside of the little belly pit here. So what I ended up doing is I took a, I think this is a 2x1 or a 3x1 magnet. I can't remember, but I took a magnet and just, first I snipped off the ball of the stand. And yes, it is crooked, but it worked out. And then I just took a magnet that is the same width as the little peg here. And then I put a 3x1 magnet. Is that a 3 or 5? And then I believe this is a 5x1 magnet. I'm not 100% sure, but I just put one that was the same, about the same size as the hole itself. So it just sits right on it. So it's a little bigger than the hole, I should say. But I set it right on there, just super glued it in, and having the small magnet already in there helps hold it, I believe. But yeah, even though this is off-centered, that is still a sturdy hold. Now it does spin, and if it's off-centered, it will hang, it will dangle, it will pop off like that, but it is still a sturdy enough hold. So I'm excited about that. Like I said, I primed it before I put the magnet on there, and then I can just paint around it. The undercarriage, especially that part, is going to be silver anyway. But I do want to put the array claws on there. I haven't put them physically on there yet. So it's not what you see is what you get yet. But I will do that. But yeah, the little magnetization I did for my Necron list right now. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on that list. Again, I've said it before, I'm thinking about swapping some models out. Originally, I wanted to take 6 Wraiths, but I didn't have enough points at the end of it to be able to include another 3. And so I ended up just throwing in those 3 Scarab Swarms. What would you recommend I do? Because I also wanted to run 20 Warriors, but because of how the list was split up to where it was supposed to be roughly 500 and then another roughly 500 to make a total of 1,000, I really limited myself on what I could do. Do you think we should change it up? I mean, I have almost everything from the Necron list. Let me go through here. Of course, other than the stuff that's for the kill team thing, that I don't have. But I do not have my Deceiver built. I have my Nightbringer built. I don't have my Void Dragon built. I don't have my Doom Scythe built. I don't have my Doomsday Arc or my Ghost Arc built. I only have 5 flayed ones. Oh no, I have 10 flayed ones built right now, but those are the old resin models. I don't have my Hexmark Destroyer built. Illuminor Xeris is mostly built. I don't have the heavy destroyers, the Locust heavy destroyers. I don't have those built. I don't have my Locust Lord built. I don't have a Monolith, the Night Scythe. I don't have the Obelisk. I don't have Ophidian destroyers. I don't have my Overlord with Translocation Shroud built yet, nor my Psychomancer built. Don't have the Tesseract Vault, the Silent King. I don't have my Tomb Blades built. And of course, I don't have the Transcendent Catan. I don't have Trazen the Infinite yet. I want to get him, but you know, same thing's going to happen like what happened with the Silent King. I ended up buying the Silent King resin, and then 5 months later, they announced, Silent King coming in plastic, you bastards. So I'm holding off on getting the resin Trazen model right now. And I don't have my Triarch Stalker built. So from everything that I've listed that I don't have, I have everything else. And most I have multiples of. In fact, for Warriors, I believe I have 60 or 70 something built right now. And I think I have half of those primed. Well, actually, I have a quarter of that primed, and then another quarter painted, like fully painted. So I have a lot of options. Yeah. Does my list sound like a strong list? Does it sound like a decent list? Does it sound like, oh, that just sounds like a fun list? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, because getting an outsider's opinion really would help with what I'm going with, because since we're going to have to redo everything, giving us the options to redo our lists. And what lists have you gone against that were a pain in your butt? I'd love to hear all that. But yeah, so again, love to hear from you. Please comment down below your thoughts, opinions on the list that I gave you that I have. What do you think should be swapped out or should be bolstered? I'd love to hear from you on that. And as well as what Necron lists have you dealt with that were a pain that you just don't ever want to see again? I'm curious. But if you enjoyed this episode, if you found this entertaining or interactive at all, please give this video a like, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then hit the bell icon, set notifications to all, get notified when I upload videos and do live streams. I am hoping to do at least one live stream paint video for my roommate's D&D minis, her Tiefling and Dragonborn, because we are all going to be moving next year. We're all going to be moving. I think our lease is up at the end of March. So please also comment down below again, what's your opinion on the list that I have? What do you think I should take out and replace them with? What do you think I should increase or decrease? And then please lastly, share this video, bring awareness to my channel, help me continue to grow. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. So please, as always, take care of yourselves. And until next time, hobby on.